Hey neighbor, glad you joined us today. We got a wonderful show. I just got back from the world's largest seed meeting. We're going to talk about that, but we're going to finish up on our series of seed starting. We're specifically talking about trays. Welcome to the Row by Row Gardening Show, the best dadgum gardening show on the internet, where we talk about gardening, a little bit of cooking, and growing your own food. Now sit back and enjoy. Maggie doesn't always join the show. A lot of times she's underneath the table wanting pets, or either she's laying down over there. But today she decided to come up here and make a little bit of show.
Well, you've been gone for a couple of days.
I've been gone, and she has been so sad with me being gone.
Yeah, she's afraid you're going to leave her again.
Yeah, so anyhow, Maggie stays with me everywhere I go. Wherever I go to the office or the shop, you can always look down there. And if you don't see her, you'll hear her coming. Pop, 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 pop. Anyway, Maggie Jane's got a bath scheduled for tomorrow, which is a good thing because she needs it in the worst kind of way. Who would have thought I would have ever paid somebody to bathe my dog? I got thinking about that yesterday because I called you and told you to make an appointment. I would have never thought I would have bought bottled water and paid somebody to bathe my dog. But here I am buying bottled water. I don't buy much of it, but I do buy a little bit. And then paying somebody to bathe my dog.
Well, she's going to get a haircut too.
If she was a small dog, I'd probably take it. But she's such an aggravating thing to try to wash. And
get her nails trimmed, get a pedicure.
Pedicure, yeah, she deserves it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Maggie, we've got to go on with the show, okay? Get back underneath the table. So I just got back, me and Cameron. Cameron's our seed manager from Orlando, Florida. And once a year, there's a meeting called ASTA. And ASTA is the world's seed meeting. I mean, people from all over the world come together and have a meeting about supplies and things like that. And we was booked for 2 days solid with meetings, kind of like speed dating. You go from table to table there. I was amazed. I've been my second time attending. Every other year it's in Orlando and every other year it's in San Diego. And we tried to attend the one in Orlando because it's a drive. But I was, we had a specific agenda we wanted to try to do this year. And because we had realized in the past we'd had some problems and we wanted to get some information. And I was informed and appalled at the same time. So one of our issues with going down there was to talk to all of our vendors and all of our vendors that we're looking at buying from to talk about quality, because quality becomes a huge issue in the seed industry. We've seen it and it gets so frustrating sometimes. Early on, our meeting started Sunday afternoon. We had a meeting with a vendor out of Europe, and we was having that conversation about, this is one we actually buy from, was having that conversation about quality. And this lady got so open with us, and it was interesting. This is what she told us. She said, when we process our seeds and clean our seeds, we normally have 3 grades. We have, as it goes, the seeds go through the machines, you have the first blowing off or the first taking off, which are the lighter type seeds, and then you have a middle, then you have the best seeds hold the most weight. And she says, normally speaking, the lighter seeds are the one that goes to home garden. I've already been told this in the past, and the reason is for pricing. Home garden companies want the best pricing seeds. Pricing is more important than quality.
So they give us the bad.
They pretty much give everybody the bad, but that's what the majority of the companies want is the lighter seeds, because it's a price point. They can sell them so much cheaper. Because when we go into the Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, dollar store, and you see these seeds on clearance for 50 cents or $1, then they have to have those really cheap seeds to be able to make these things happen. We couldn't ever do that because it just didn't work. So we had to have a conversation with all the vendors and explain to them, that's not who we are, that's not what we want. So the very best quality seeds goes to commercial grower. And the reason that is the commercial grower knows when there's a problem immediately, and he can go back on the retailer or whatever and get retribution for that. So if he's spending $100,000 on seed and he's got a problem, he's going to go back and get retribution. So they have to give him the best seeds, and he's got a business on point there. The second quality seeds go to the grower, and also some of them go to some home garden. They're kind of in the middle there. People want discounted seeds, and of course the worst seeds normally go to seed pack companies. And those seed pack companies are the ones you see in your mass retailers. I was appalled, but I knew this going into it. I'd been told before. But that is the reason that you see some of these seeds on sale for 50 cents a pack or whatever, end of the season, all that. a lot of our seeds, we've got way more than 50 cents a pack in them. So we can't retail them. We can't give them to you for 50 cents a pack because we'd go broke.
So we don't get the low end seeds.
We have in the past got those low end seeds. So especially when we first started, we didn't know any better. And we was getting some of those, but we've gradually got it better and better. And every meeting with every vendor we had, the first thing we talked about was quality. We said, we want your top end quality. We're not concerned about price like some of the rest of them. And we had to make them understand our business model, which is completely opposite of what 98% of the other companies out there are. Now, let me say this right here. I'm going to give you 2 more seed companies out there that have the same mindset we do, because it would be wrong for me to sit here and tell you that we're the only ones in this category. There are 2 other ones out there, and I'm going to mention those to you. And I know these people personally. We was all at the same table, sitting from side to side here, and this is exactly the case with them. High Mowing Seeds out of Vermont and Johnny Seeds out of Maine also really concentrate on quality as we do. Now, I can't vouch for any of the rest of them out there. I could tell you a bunch of them that are buying the trashiest seeds out there, but I'm not going to. You can figure that out on your own. If you're buying a $2 seed pack, then you're getting trashy, or excuse my language, you're getting seeds. It's just the fact of the matter. I mean, it really is. There is people there at the meetings that went there for no other reason, and this was large distributors. They go there for no other reason than buying huge lots of bad seed. I say bad seed. They still, see, Germany, they are older age, or they are lower standards. They go there specifically to buy those huge lots of those lower seeds for their business, because it works in their economics. That's the reason you probably would never see Hoss in a big box store, because we're not going to play that game. I just don't want to play that game. But the seed rack business that you see in these mass retailers is a nasty, nasty business. And if you think about it, and we've all been guilty of buying stuff at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you get a pack of flower seeds there or a pack of vegetable seeds there, and you come home and they don't come up, you just chalk it up to, I just lost $3 or $4. And who has ever carried a pack of seed back to Walmart to get their money back because the germination was bad? No. Nobody. But if somebody buys seeds from us and they have poor germination, they let us know about it. And that's a good thing in case we do have a problem. But they do realize they buy higher quality seeds, and we should stand behind that, and that's what we do. So there is a whole different set of business model there within the seed industry, and I'm by no means going to tell you that we're the best. I think we're one of the best.
I think we're one of the best.
And another thing too, if you go to your garden center, for the most part, the seeds that you buy in the seed racks in your garden centers are of higher quality than what you would get in the big box stores. Those companies, there's a handful of them out there that specifically sell to independent garden centers. Those are higher quality. Still don't think they measure up to the 3 I just mentioned before, but they do a better job and they buy better seeds than those at the bottom of the barrel. Okay. I had one vendor tell me this right here. The largest vendor in your big box stores, and I'm not going to call the name, but the largest vendor, he says when you shake hands with them, you have to look at your hand, see if you still got your hand. He said they're that cutthroat. So,
oh, my.
Anyhow, I just thought I'd get out of the way, because it is evident, and a lot of times people don't understand why we do charge what we do, and what is the difference in our seeds and the seeds you buy in the dollar store. And I see this all the time. Dollar stores got their seeds on clearance for 50 cents. Well, there's a reason for that. And I thought I would.
And they don't have to be accountable.
They don't have to be accountable. But Phil, rest assured, I can tell you this right here. I know this for a fact. If you buy from one of those 3 companies that I just mentioned there, you're going to be getting some of the best seeds they are out there, because I listen to them and their meetings, and they have the same mindset we do. High Mowing's in Vermont. Johnny's is in Maine. I think they do a wonderful job for what they do. I think we do a wonderful job in the South.
I just ordered some from Johnny's.
Yep. Good company. I know them personally. Talked to some of the people down there. Good people. The problem with Johnny's is, for the Southern gardener, they just not matched up for the Southern gardener. Same thing with High Mowing. And High Mowing only does organic seeds. So anyhow, lovely people. I respect them well. We have conversations and laugh together and all that. But anyway, I thought I'd leave it there. On the other hand, there are some seed companies out there I really do not
recommend. I
don't recommend, but I don't. What's the word here? I just don't like that. I just don't like what they do. I just don't like it. And what happens so many times is people buy these seeds and they have failures with them, and they get discouraged and they move on. They don't garden anymore because they had those failures and they blame themselves. But the fact of the matter is, they just bought the wrong seeds. One more thing. Let me rant one more
Get
thing.
off this soapbox.
Get off this subject here. We had a meeting with one of our main competitors, one of our main suppliers, and he only sells high quality stuff. And he didn't sell to those people we was talking about. And he was conveying this, I already knew this, the testing they do on viruses, the testing they do on disease with seeds is off the chain. And we buy from him specifically, and we told him because of the higher quality. He has the same varieties. Example here, Cherokee Purple Tomato. Now, you see Cherokee Purple Tomato in Home Depot, and you buy it from a company like us, and you think it's the same tomato. It is not the same tomato. It's the same variety. But this one over here has been virus tested. It's been conditioned. The seed has been conditioned. It is so much better seed than what that one is. Even though it's the same variety, the quality is totally different because it comes from two different suppliers. You got the low-end guy over here, and you got the high-end guy over here. We deal with that high-end guy as much as possible. So, whew.
Okay. Do you know you wore those same overalls last week?
Yeah, I love these overalls. Yeah. I mean, they tied up a little bit, patched them, but they are so comfortable.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they're comfortable.
So we got to get into seed starting, girl.
Well, how's your garden going?
Garden's wonderful. I got some of the prettiest twister cauliflower right there. I'm going to harvest tomorrow. Absolutely wonderful. We may do a little video on cauliflower tomorrow because there's some interesting things happening in the cauliflower industry.
Or broccoli?
Broccoli is doing good. We got broccoli salad we're going to have for supper tonight. So, oh man, yeah. Yeah, everything's looking good. We're in the process of fixing to get in the greenhouse, get everything started, and that's a good segue into seed start
so
today.
this is a series on what you need to start your plants, your seeds. This is show number 3, and we're talking about the trays you need.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so let's get into. Let's start with number 1.
Well, first of all, let's talk about just in general about there's so many options out there, and what the purpose is, you want a good tray to start your seeds.
Yes, so we have options. I've seen people do it with red solo cups. I've seen them do it with egg cartons, and all of those can and might work. If you're going to garden and you're serious about gardening, invest a little bit into something that's in a good reusable tray, and I think you'll be better off in the long run.
And a lot of it depends on the space you got for the trays. You may not have a big enough space for 10 trays this size.
Right.
So you got to look, there's a lot of things to look at besides just the quality of the tray.
Yes. All right, so let's start out with our big tray here. And this is a tray a lot of market farmers grow. If you got a huge vegetable garden, this may also work with you. This is our Prop Tech series. This is the 338, hence the name, 338 cells in this tray right here. This right here is ideal for growing onions. Some people grow pepper in it. I prefer a little bit bigger tray, but onions,
Cabbage, broccoli,
beets, all those are normally grown in a 338 tray where you get the most bang out of your buck here. Now that being said, it's 338 cells. This is what we call injection molded, and you could run your truck over this right here and not hurt this tray. This will last pretty much a lifetime.
Made in the USA.
Made in the USA. UV resistant plastics right there. I do take them and put them in the barn when I'm not using them, but when we put them in the greenhouse here, these things will last forever.
Easy to get your transplants out by pushing them through there with a pencil.
Now this is not a tray I recommend if you just want to get one tray, but this is a huge benefit for growing those small crops if you're growing a lot of them. And they got the ribs in there too that all of our Prop Tech trays will help with roots not getting bound up there, what we call root training there. And it's better than anything, it's got that big hole on the bottom. They drain well, so they grow a wonderful plant. Across the street today is a 100-acre field, and they're planting cabbage over there, and they're using that cell tray right there that they grew their cabbage plants. So that's the industry standard for the commercial guy. Now, let's move into my
And these
favorite.
trays are the same size. It's just the size of the
Not exactly. If he's go over that, this was a little bit different. And now, folks, we're going to go through all our trays, but the last one we're going to show you there is our newest and one I'm most proud of. So stay with us because I got something really exciting to show you at the end. This is 162 tray, same outer dimensions as all three of the ones we sell, 338, 162, and I'm going to show you the 128. This tray right here is a little bit of an advancement over the 338. See those holes right there?
Yeah, those diamond holes.
Yeah, this has more of an octagon shape there. It has the same ribs in there. It helps with the root training there. But that hole right there, let me tell you what that's for, because that's going to come in a little bit later. That hole right there is to increase air circulation around the foliage of the plant to help with disease. And we got the same hole on the bottom, good sized hole for drainage there. But this is a huge improvement here as far as disease controls, was with that hole there to increase air circulation there. It's a little bit aggravating when you go to fill the pot up with soil because some of it will fall through that. It's a huge benefit on keeping that air circulation for our diseases that affect our foliage on our plants here. This is my favorite big tray.
So this used for tomatoes?
This can be used for everything. So if you're going to buy one big tray, and only one big tray, I would go with the 162. This is the first one we started carrying, and this is to me the most ideal size if you're only going to get one. I like to grow tomatoes in this. I grow my peppers in both of them, 338 and this one. You can grow watermelons in this one, so you can grow about anything in it. So this is
162.
162. All right, let's move on. And I got to move some stuff around here to our last big tray. Is that in the way right there? Is that good? That's good. Okay. Last one here, folks, is the 128. This is one we added last year. Same thing with the holes. This is the same design as the 162. Has the octagon there, has the holes in there to also help with the air circulation there. 128 right there on the
And why would you use this one versus the 162?
It's a little bit bigger, so a lot of people like to grow tomatoes in this one. A lot of people like to grow watermelons in this one. So probably if you want to grow a lot of tomatoes and watermelons, I don't know that I would grow, I definitely wouldn't grow onions in it, but if I only had one, I probably would. But I think 338 is a lot better tray here. Brassicas are not grown a lot in this right here. It's mostly tomatoes and watermelons. A lot of people love this particular tray for watermelons.
Yeah.
And our grower, our commercial grower, he also grows tomatoes in it.
Yeah. One thing about when you're growing, if you're using one tray for different plants, make sure they're similar. Or like you don't want to grow something really little with something
right. I wouldn't
really
want to plant
big.
peppers with watermelons.
Right.
Because the watermelon's going to come off 2 weeks earlier than, at least 2 weeks earlier than pepper. So I wouldn't do that. I would kind of keep them the same species in there. But the sales are bigger as we go up. 128 sales a little bit bigger than 162, and 162 is bigger than 338. So this is the biggest of the trays that we carry in this large format right here. Ideal tray for growing watermelons and tomatoes. But what if you don't need that much? What if you don't need 162 tray?
Go ahead and show the bottom tray.
Oh, okay. Here we have a bottom tray for all three of those. And this is for you guys that's growing inside where you don't want it to drip out.
Or bottom order.
Or bottom order. You can put each one of those trays in this right here and it helps catch that mess. I grow in a greenhouse on screens, so I don't need this, but a lot of people do. I'll tell you what I will do sometimes. When I'm getting ready to plant, when I fill my trays up with soil, I'll put them in here and fill it up with water and leave them for about an hour and let them soak all that water up. Mm-hmm. So I do use it for that.
To mix it up.
Yep. So it's a good bottom tray. You can buy this with any of our big trays. Now we get a line of trays out of Europe, and that's what we're fixing to cover now. And these out of Europe are bigger. Now these are also injection molded. They're the heavier, reusable, last a lifetime type trays.
25 cell.
This is the 12.
12.
This is the smaller of the ones we got. This is the 12 here.
You jumped ahead of me.
I did. Comes with a bottom tray right here. And I tell you what I like about this bottom tray, and I incorporated it into our new design of our new tray. When you put it in there, you got a little bit of gap between that bottom tray and the insert here, so it gives it room to drain out there.
A little bit of lip there.
A little bit of lip there. Now these are holding a good bit bigger soil. So if you want something that's holding bigger soil, these are here. I know Texas Garden Guide, Texas Love, these are here. And this line also come with the domes. Now, The domes on these, I'm not as crazy about because they're a little bit lighter. We do have a deluxe kit that has a bigger, heavy duty dome. But for the 12 and the 24, we do have a dome that comes with those. It's probably not the best dome in the world, but it certainly gets the job done right there. So we have the 12. We have the same configuration with a 24. Of course, there's 24 cells here, and then we have the bigger cells right there. We have the bottom tray. Same thing, it's got that little gap in between there. Can you help me here? And we have the humidity dome. Now let's just spend just a minute on humidity domes. The only reason I use humidity domes would be to keep the humidity up in my tray before my seeds sprout. Just as soon as I see sprout, the humidity domes come off. They serve a purpose for a very short period of time. There is a shortcut you can use on our bigger trays. We don't have humidity domes. If you want to use something like that, do this right here. And I got a video on it. Just simply take saran wrap and wrap it up. Saran wrap serves the same purpose. Cut it off in 24 to 48 hours. You've done the same thing. So there's the humidity domes. I'm not a big user of the humidity domes. I have used them from time to time. It's not a huge thing for me. All right, so we've gone there.
We got the small ones.
And we've got the smaller ones right here. These don't have inserts in them, but these right here for growing, if you want to grow some plants like your mother used to grow, and we just broadcast them in there and you want to tease them apart. I don't recommend doing that, but we do have them. We sell most of these right here for microgreens.
Or the kitchen grow light.
Or if you want to grow some lettuce indoors or herbs indoors, this is perfect for that. So, this right here, folks, is, I forgot what size this probably is, but this is your traditional little pot here that you would buy from about anywhere. You see how flexible it is? This process to manufacture this right here is called blow mold. These things are meant for one use, and you throw them away. This is what you go to garden center and you would buy plants in this right here. What is the difference in this right here? Sun, if you leave this out in the daylight and sun hits these right here, they're going to warp up. If you step on them, they're going to crush. These are meant for one-time use here. Can you use these for seed starting? Absolutely. They fill up the landfill and they're not sustainable like our heavy-duty ones that will last you a lifetime. So the question is, do you make an investment something's going to last you a lifetime, or do you deal with these every year? That's something you'll have to answer. If you're just going to garden for 1 year, that's probably not a bad way to go because it is a lot cheaper. However, if you're
if you're just starting out.
If you're going to garden very, very long, I prefer the heavy-duty stuff. Now,
what about the flimsy one?
oh, the flimsy one. This is up here, the same thing. This is a flimsy one, same thing. Blow mold. See how flimsy it is right there? You run over this right here, it's over with. Sits out in the sun. This one's already cracked right there. This is your standard one you get from the garden center or the big box store here. They're meant to sell these in these trays here and never get them back. You put them in the trash, landfill, and they stay there. That is typical. That's not the ones we sell. We sell something a little bit different. Now,
drum roll.
All right, folks, this is our new design I've been working on for, probably close to a year now. What I did is took my favorite tray out of the big one, which is the 162, and I said to myself, Greg, these people out there don't need to grow 162, but they love this design because I think this is the best design.
They don't have room for the big tray.
They don't have room. Doing more than they need 162 plants. I think this is the best design for a seed starting tray ever right here. So what I did is, along with a guy that's an engineering friend of mine, we took that tray and we trimmed it down and we made a 25 cell. So you can take this right here and put it underneath any of our light kits that we sell and be able to grow 25 cells at the same time. This is the exact same cell size, depth, hole opening, training ribs, air ventilation holes as our 162. And what we did with that is we added a bottom tray. See that bottom tray there? It says Hulse on it right there. The bottom tray does the same thing as I told you some of the European design does. The bottom tray has a 1/4 inch gap between that hole there and the bottom of the tray, therefore giving this tray room to drain out. What happens is, if you put these trays on the hard surface there, they can't drain out. So we wanted a way so that people could have these right here where they water them, they actually had a way to drain out because
so
that helps.
Little lip catches it.
That little lip is where all the weight is held on right there. So these things really help you a lot with damping off and growing a good healthy plant because it allows that tray to drain out there.
You ever think about doing a dome for this?
Yeah, we may do a dome next year. I'm gonna wait and see. It's possible we could do a dome for those. These things are made in Valdosta, Georgia, made in the USA. Our good friends over at Peloton Plastics make these for us right here. So we got a good heavy duty bottom tray and a good heavy duty insert here.
And those should last a lifetime.
A lifetime. UV resistant and wonderful. I often thought about doing them in red, Georgia red color or horse red. Anyway, we did our first run in black here. Folks, I think that's it. I think that's the cat's meow right there. Very inexpensive and very durable. We're gonna show you just how durable it is. So I was gone yesterday, and some of the people here decided to do a little test and see just how strong they was. So we started out. You see how this one is mutilated up right there? We started out, or they started out by running a Bronco over them. So they drove a Bronco over them, no damage. Next thing they did was take my 75 horsepower John Deere tractor and run over them with no damage. So they said, we got to keep going till we get damage. So they went and got my F350 work truck with a flatbed on it and run over it, and they got damaged by running the F350.
The ton truck.
The ton truck over it. And you can see we got some considerable damage here. Probably still use over half of them, but that's what it looks like when you run an F350 over them. Didn't get any damage till they did that, but it started collapsing some after the ton truck run over them.
That's pretty good.
Very, very doable, last a lifetime. So I'm very proud of this right here. This was my idea. I had to have some engineering help to pull it off, but man, these things turned out wonderful right here. So this is ideal for the home gardener. I don't think there's a better tray out there. I'm not sure there'll ever be a better tray out there for the home gardener. This is something that you can grow 5 different varieties of tomatoes in, 5 different varieties
And
of
you
peppers
can only
in.
get this at Hoss.
You can only get this at Hoss. You may see it elsewhere eventually because people is going to want them, but right now you can only get them from Hoss. And we just had them for a week. We had some delays. The mold come in and it had to be repaired for it to be used. We got all that up and going. If you watched the show, you heard me tout them. I thought we was going to have them 2 weeks ago, but we finally got them in. And we did want to get them right, so we're excited about that right there.
Some other items we have, and we'll just throw up from the website, and we have the premium seed starting kit, which includes everything you need. The seed starting tray, the bottom tray, it comes with starting mix, fertilizer, a dram watering wand, garden labels, and garden marker. We also have a deluxe that has 2 24 cell seeds and the big vented dome that you were talking about. And then we have a 24 cell seed starting kit, and that comes with the domes, and the 48 cell seed starting kit that comes with the domes.
Yep. So the question is, why would you want to use this versus something like this to start your seeds in? Well, here's the deal. This is not meant to grow your plants in here and step up. Now, we've all been in a situation before we had something happen, bad weather, we had to go on vacation, go out of town, where we had to step things up. That happens occasionally, but it's not designed for that. These things are designed so when you grow this plant out, and this folks right here is Alabama blue collared. When you grow this plant out you put it directly into the ground. You're gonna get the less transplant shock, the most vigor out of that plant when you do that. Can you take this and step this up in this? Absolutely. If you get in a bind, you can do that. Whether it inhibits you from planting them at the time they're ready, you can do that. But if you plant and you grow your plants in this right here, you save so much pot and soil, so much room, and you get a lot better plant coming directly out of here going into the ground than you do something just like this right here. So that is and this is sustainable because it's going to be with you for a long time. That's my pitch of why you should grow in these and transplant directly out of these into your garden. Got
Amen.
it? Amen.
Preach on.
Preach on, brother.
Preach on.
All right, folks, it's getting that time.
Next week, we're going to talk about actually starting our
Yeah,
seeds.
we're starting our peppers probably, I don't know if it's end of this week or first of next week.
We'll probably do it on the show next week.
Yeah, and then tomatoes is right behind that. We've already started some in our commercial greenhouse, but
I've got some flowers I'm going to plant.
yes, everybody's getting itsy on seed starting. And we can tell it here at Hoss because as of February 1st, our orders jumped dramatically. We got through some of that cold and we've seen some warm days and everybody got in gardening fever. You're not the only ones, we are too. So we're getting all itsy wanting to plant things. And these warm days just make you feel better.
feel better. That sunshine, just get your hands dirty, feel good.
Yep.
Spotlight of the week.
Yep. Oh, look at the lettuce there.
Keith Holstead, Zone 8, and he's, I think, from Arkansas. He's got lettuce, collards, onions, beets. He's
Oh my goodness, Keith, you've been on it, buddy.
looks
Look
like
at that.
he's got the Hornova trellis there going on.
Yep. That's his collards and that's his cabbage. It's a pretty cabbage there.
He's also got some turnips and herbs
Yep.
all set up. Looks like he's got raised beds going on there.
He's been eating good. Some, what is that?
Some type, is it cilantro
can't
or some
tell.
type of herb?
Yep. And man, just that lettuce is beautiful. He's got some leaves in his bed there going on like what we do. Yeah. Good eating there, Keith. Thank you for those pictures there. And for the garden, I mean not garden,
The old goat.
old goat, folks, the old goat, he's healing up, but he's had some accidents around, but he's on the set somewhere. If you find the old goat, put the comments below and we'll draw next week for this week's winner. Last week's winner we'll draw today, and it is
Horner Farmstead.
Horner Farmstead. Send us your shipping information too,
Support@growhouse.com.
and we will send you a wonderful pair of Get Dirty socks. Look at there. I'm going to get they're a little bit thinner. I actually think these are summer socks. They probably do better. I'm going to start wearing mine again.
Yeah.
I've been wearing some insulated socks the last few days.
Let's talk about potatoes.
Potatoes, we got potatoes in. If you hadn't ordered your potatoes, order them, because you know us in the South, we need to plant them in February. If you're a little bit further north, you can go ahead and get them in, spread them out, let them sprout, chit as we say, C-H-I-T. So get those. We are selling out quick. So we're getting low on some varieties, but you want to go ahead and get those placed. Asparagus. We got asparagus for the first time ever, and we're excited
Crowns.
about that. Crowns. We have those for pre-sale, and you can pick the month you want them, whether you want to get them in March 15th, or we're going to ship about mid-March. March 15th, April 15th, or May 15th, according to where you're located at, but you can go and order those and schedule them to be shipped out.
3 different kinds. Martha Washington.
Mary.
Mary Washington.
Yeah, Martha.
A purple, and what's the other kind?
I can't remember. The other, I can tell you, and I can't remember.
I
because
can see them.
The other one, not the Mary Washington, but the other one is the one that Brady recommended had the most vigor and was the best plant. The Mary Washington is the old heirloom variety.
Okay.
Of course, the purple's a novelty type thing. You plant a few of them, but just don't plant just the purple. You want to plant a green along with the purple.
Asparagus is just an awesome. You don't really have to do anything to it.
We've got asparagus bed we eat off of every year, and you can be brutal to asparagus once
Yeah.
it gets established here. But we eat asparagus off a bed that we've had in the ground for, I know, 15 years.
Yeah,
So, yeah, we probably need to redo it. So,
we might
yeah,
this time.
we might this time.
I think I might put it in a raised bed.
Yeah. Thank y'all for joining us. It's time to get in the garden. We're all getting this, and it's time for you to get outside and get those hands dirty.